The Philippines has identified the 4 new military bases that it will be giving U.S. troops access.
Building a strategic military hub, the transformation of Subic Bay in the enduring U.S.-Philippines alliance. In a bold move to counter China's growing assertiveness in the West Philippine Sea, the Philippine government has embarked on an ambitious project to transform Subic Bay into a critical military hub. This plan involves restoring the Subic Bay airfield and converting Subic Bay International Airport into a new forward operating base. Designed to support both reconnaissance and attack aircraft, the upgraded base will also provide facilities for maritime patrols, fighter jets, and missile storage, and house a massive hangar to accommodate incoming surveillance aircraft. The primary objective behind these developments is twofold: to enhance aerial surveillance and to boost the Philippines' power projection capabilities in the contested South China Sea. Although discussions about rejuvenating the former U.S. Naval Air Station at Subic Bay have been ongoing for nearly a decade, only this year have companies been invited to bid for the redevelopment work. This renewed push is largely a response to escalating regional tensions and China's construction of artificial islands, which have significantly altered the security dynamics of the region. Strategically located just 50 miles northwest of Manila, Subic Bay Freeport is rapidly emerging as a pivotal point for the Philippine Armed Forces, AFP. Historically, Subic Bay served as the logistical hub for the U.S. 7th Fleet until 1992, and today it is being reimagined as a rapid response center capable of deploying fighter jets and frigates at a moment's notice. Its evolution from the U.S. Naval Air Station at Cuby Point to a facility jointly used by Philippine and American forces for resupply, refueling, and vessel repairs, highlights its enduring strategic importance and suitability for modern military operations. The early steps of transformation. The Philippine government's drive to convert Subic Bay into a military powerhouse can be traced back to October 2012, just months after China assumed control of Scarborough Shoal. At that time, both Philippine and U.S. officials declared that Subic Bay, once a home port for the U.S. 7th Fleet, would henceforth serve as a key military facility for the Philippines. Under this new arrangement, U.S. forces would rotate into the base on a semi-permanent basis, a measure intended to facilitate joint exercises that sharpen the AFP's territorial defense strategies and enhance interoperability with American forces. This early initiative was coupled with plans to position U.S. logistics assets at Subic Bay, further streamlining the use of the port by U.S. Navy ships. A major milestone in this military partnership came on April 28, 2014, when the Philippines and the United States signed the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA. The EDCA laid the groundwork for deepening defense collaboration between the two nations, allowing rotational deployments of U.S. forces at Philippine bases. Importantly, the agreement ensures that while U.S. personnel have access to these facilities, the Philippine government retains full control over any construction or activities through oversight by the Mutual Defense and Security Engagement Board. Under EDCA, 2 types of access arrangements for U.S. forces have been introduced. The first, known as Forward Operating Sites, expands existing military facilities with a limited U.S. presence. The second, called Cooperative Security Locations, features little to no permanent U.S. presence and remains primarily under host nation control. Both arrangements are designed to be cost-effective, less visible, and more flexible, offering the Philippines significant strategic advantages while preserving its sovereignty. Upgrading the base at Subic Bay International Airport. The AFP has identified Subic Bay International Airport as a crucial site for joint air, sea, and land operations under its strategic basing plan. This plan is centered on pinpointing key locations across the Philippine archipelago that allow the projection of military power beyond the country's territorial borders and into its exclusive economic zone. According to Philippine Air Force bidding documents, the existing runway at Subic Bay could support surface attack aircraft for both land-based and maritime missions. Initial bids, valued at roughly $2.5 million, are focused on upgrading housing and security measures at the base. However, the long-term vision is much more expansive. The plans include developing fighter jet bases, dedicated missile storage facilities, and constructing a large hangar to accommodate future surveillance aircraft. There is also a proposal to build a specialized drone and maritime patrol base, which would further enhance the country's ability to monitor its vast maritime domains. The Philippine Department of National Defense's 2020 to 2025 planning guide even directs the Air Force to expand the base further by developing additional facilities for reconnaissance aircraft, enhancing military support with U.S. donations. The United States has significantly reinforced this strategic transformation by providing substantial military support to the Philippines. Among these contributions are 3 Hamilton-class cutters and 3 Cyclone-class patrol ships that are regularly deployed to patrol the South China Sea and the waters surrounding Mindanao. Pending congressional approval, plans are also underway to transfer 4 additional patrol vessels, 2 Protector-class and 2 Island-class boats, to further enhance the nation's maritime capabilities. In addition to naval assets, U.S. military support extends to air operations. Recently, a second-hand C-130 transport plane was donated to the Philippine Air Force, boosting its heavy lift capability. This donation marked the second C-130 aircraft provided to the Philippines, bringing the total in its fleet to 5. These planes play a critical role in transporting troops, supplies, and equipment across the archipelago. Moreover, in a significant move to enhance its airlift capacity, the Philippines secured 3 brand-new C-130 aircraft from Lockheed Martin last October for a total cost of 22.2 billion pesos. The introduction of these new C-130s will greatly improve the country's ability to execute humanitarian missions, disaster relief operations, and military maneuvers. The first batch of these aircraft is scheduled for delivery in July 2026, with subsequent batches arriving in October 2026 and January 2027. This influx of air assets is part of a broader effort to bolster the nation's defense capabilities amid rising tensions in the West Philippine Sea. From 2015 to 2022, Manila received over $1.2 billion in military aid that included aircraft, armored vehicles, small arms, and extensive training, with $475 million provided as direct support. This aid has been crucial in modernizing the Philippines' surveillance capabilities. American-donated surveillance planes, combined with Israeli drones, have been integral in monitoring the South China Sea. For example, Hermes 900 drones have captured critical footage during encounters with Chinese vessels near the Second Thomas Shoal, while U.S. Army and Marine Corps personnel have contributed to intelligence efforts by rotating Maiden Reaper drones into the region. The enduring U.S.-Philippines alliance and its regional implications. At the core of this military collaboration is the long-standing U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty, which was signed in 1951. For over 70 years, this treaty has been a cornerstone of security cooperation between the two nations. Despite the many changes in the regional security landscape, the alliance remains as vital as ever. Over time, the treaty has evolved, paving the way for subsequent agreements such as the 1998 Visiting Forces Agreement, VFA, and the 2014 Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA. The VFA provides legal protection for U.S. military personnel and Department of Defense civilians stationed in the Philippines, while EDCA facilitates rotational deployments in joint military exercises. Geographically, the Philippines occupies a critically strategic location just east of the South China Sea, a major global shipping route where nearly 30% of the world's maritime trade, amounting to roughly $6 trillion annually, passes. The Philippine archipelago forms a crucial part of the First Island chain, a natural barrier that serves as an essential line of defense against Chinese expansionism. Under the Mutual Defense Treaty, the U.S. can further increase its military presence in the region by gaining access to additional strategic sites in the Philippines. This capability is particularly important as tensions with China, especially regarding Taiwan, continue to rise, and as the United States works to reaffirm its influence in Southeast Asia. The strategic significance of the Philippines extends beyond military cooperation. As the first ASEAN nation directly affected by China's military expansion in the South China Sea, the Philippines faces unique challenges due to its relatively limited economic and military power compared to China. This situation makes the support of key allies like the United States essential for maintaining regional peace and stability. The alliance has not only facilitated the transfer of military assets and technology, but has also provided substantial economic and training support, reinforcing the Philippines' capacity to safeguard its sovereignty and contribute to a free and open Indo-Pacific. Responding to aggression and reinforcing regional stability. Strengthening alliances, particularly with the Philippines, is critical for Washington as it works to rebuild ties that have weakened in recent years. China's recent actions in the West Philippine Sea have underscored the urgency of this task. In a striking display of aggression, Chinese Coast Guard vessels have employed water cannons and executed dangerously reckless maneuvers to block Philippine ships on what was a routine humanitarian mission. The Philippine Coast Guard and the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources were simply delivering essential food and fuel supplies to local communities when these hostile actions occurred. China's claim that these Philippine vessels were trespassing in its waters is a blatant contradiction to international law, as these are sovereign Philippine waters, a fact that has been affirmed by international tribunals. Such coercive tactics are widely seen as an attempt by China to intimidate the Philippines and assert its dominance over the disputed maritime areas. This behavior not only violates international law, but also jeopardizes the stability of the entire region. In this challenging environment, the robust U.S.-Philippines alliance plays a pivotal role in countering regional instability. The long-standing defense partnership not only provides the Philippines with critical military assets and training, but also acts as a strategic counterbalance to Chinese expansionism. By reinforcing military infrastructure, such as the transformation of Subic Bay, and by maintaining a steady flow of military aid and rotational deployments, the alliance helps secure vital trade routes, protects national sovereignty, and promotes peace throughout the Indo-Pacific region. As Washington reaffirms its commitment to Southeast Asia, the evolution of military facilities in the Philippines and the continuous support provided by the United States underscore a shared determination to uphold a free and open regional order. This partnership, built on decades of trust and mutual support, remains an indispensable pillar of security and stability in a region marked by rising tensions and strategic competition.